And we particularly encourage you to take the time to vote. If you haven't registered already, go ahead and check the Minnesota Secretary of State site, and there's lots of information that will help you do that. Now, we're going to start off with Andy Schuler, so I will turn the microphone over to you and let you tell our audience out there a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to particularly the people in Golden Valley.
Sure. Thanks, I want to say first, Juanita, for inviting us on. Getting involved in local politics has really renewed my faith in the democratic process.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's nice to have people invite you to forums and public access shows like this. I've helped people get, I petitioned to help people get on the ballots in the past.
Oh, right.
Mostly for third parties, and they're exclusively not allowed to go to debates or, they have to jump a bunch of hurdles to be involved, basically.
Right.
But anyway, so my name's Andy Schuler. I am running for city council this year. I was born and raised in Golden Valley. I attended St. Margaret Mary Church, Sonneson Elementary School, Plymouth Middle School, Purpose Center for Arts Education. And I've been a volunteer here since 1996.
Right, yeah, you're one of our own, right?
Yeah. So I love this resource, and I know Joni's father had a big part in it. That's great. I purchased a home in Golden Valley last year with my partner, and we just love it here. We moved with my family away in 1994 from Golden Valley, and I just wanted to come back because I love all the greenery and it's close to the city.
Oh, right.
And I'm humbled to say that I'm endorsed by 3 minor parties. I know it's a nonpartisan race, so I feel I'm privileged or lucky enough to be transpartisan, I guess.
Right.
That's the Ecology Democracy Party, which I was elected chairperson of in 2011. The Legal Marijuana Now Party, which is now an official, legally recognized minor party in Minnesota, along with 5 other minor parties, all of which want to legalize marijuana. Or as I like to say, cannabis, which is its official name, before all the propaganda hit in the 30s. And the Green Party, the 5th District. And this year I was recently elected to the board of directors for Minnesota NORML. That's the National Organization for the Reform Laws of Marijuana. And that's pretty much a little bit of my background and why I think I'm a little bit prepared to get more engaged in the political process on an official level. It's hard to get your voice heard, when you're volunteering for groups or doing grunt work, petitioning.
Let's start out with whatever issue you'd like to talk about first.
Sure. I guess the most important one to me, regarding your question on how we can increase communication between city council and citizens.
Right.
I think a main pillar of our democratic process is obviously elections.
Yes.
So I think we should start at the ballot box, and I would like to see, I'm aware that there's some legal hurdles to jump. But, a wiser man than myself once said that there will never be mountains you won't have to climb when it comes to injustice in this world.
Probably.
Ralph
Very
Nader.
True. Very true. Right.
And he was actually a strong influence on me during the past decade. So I would like to see electoral reform. In 2013, there were 9 candidates plus write-ins.
Right.
And the 2 people elected received 17 and 21%, which are, it's fairly small numbers. 62% of the votes are pretty much not legitimately being represented. So if we're serious about increasing communication, we need to be serious about electoral reform and upgrade our antiquated electoral system. It was invented by British aristocrats 300 years ago. I think it's time for a more modern upgrade. I propose we replace our block voting method, which is a winner-take-all system, with something called choice voting, also known as single transferable vote. And it's used in a lot of countries, and it's actually used in 2 elections in Minneapolis, including one at-large park and rec election, and one, the Commission on Estimates and Taxation, I believe it's called. So basically, it's proportionally representative. That way, instead of somebody winning with 17%, you would win. It's similar to ranked choice.
I was just going to ask you. Right.
But it's proportional. Ranked choice is still a winner-take-all system. So this way, even if your first, choice doesn't win, your second or third might. and that way more people have more voice
Okay.
in government. Whereas right now, if you don't get, you're just kind of out of luck if you're
Right.
a candidate to something. So I think that's a great system, and it's used in a lot of countries and cities. Because like right now, the only incentive for candidates to win is to get 20%, 30%.
Right.
There's not really an incentive to, 80% are pretty much ignored. They can be ignored.
Right, under our current system.
Yeah, which I think makes it broken.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big thing.
Okay.
I want a proportionally representative electoral system put into Golden Valley elections. I think that would be excellent, and it would make us a leader. I think because
yeah.
it is proportional systems are new in this country. They're used in 80% of the representative governments around the world. The only people who use winner-take-all systems are the former British colonies.
Okay.
So that's why it's aristocratic, because it's us, England. Australia is moving towards proportional. They're using that choice system that I would like to see, and India, and they're moving towards a multi-party system, proportional system.
How would it be different from what Minneapolis did with their last one? Because I'm not familiar with proportional a lot. What would be the differences?
Well, they established ranked choice voting.
Right.
So, in any of the elections where there's districts, it's winner take all because there's only one seat for that district.
Okay.
But in the two elections that I mentioned earlier, those are at large.
Okay.
So there's in Golden Valley, for example, there's
Right.
4 seats.
Right.
So ideally, we would elect all 4 candidates in one election, and hopefully it would be an even year instead of an
Okay.
odd year, because that would increase turnout.
Right. Right.
And if a candidate reached 25%, which would be the threshold, 'cause
Okay.
there's 4 seats, you want to get 100% of the vote.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that
And
makes
if they
sense.
get more than 25%, that goes to your second choice. And then
Okay. All right.
Does that make
'cause
sense?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Okay.
And I wasn't real familiar with it. Okay. Now I want to make sure that you have enough time so that you can tell people out there why they should vote for you.
Sure. I got a lot to say, but I'm going to let you guys speak too. I considered following my father's footsteps. He was a fireman for 20 years in Golden Valley, a volunteer firefighter. And I had to come to terms that I just don't have the physical capacity to perform those tasks successfully.
Sure.
But I'd like to think that maybe I'm pretty confident that I could put out political fires, if you will. But basically, I think I could represent the common man. I don't have a law degree or a political science degree. I went to art school. But I do have a lot of experience just doing grunt work, talking to people, educating about these newer ideas that are used and successfully, and I think we should emulate those successful ideas like genuine progress indicator, proportional representation, removing corporate and private influence from public government. So yeah, I would just, it's like my dad told me, I always support the little guy.
Okay.
So he had a big influence on my independent type mindset.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Juanita.